If you hold Bitcoin, or if you're thinking, for the first time ever, maybe I'll invest into a little bit of Bitcoin, then right now, you're here incredibly early. Let me prove it to you. Bitcoin is about 10 years old right now. In fact, Bitcoin's about to turn 11 in 2020. And Bitcoin has already successfully reached 40% of the average life expectancy for a fiat currency, which is about 27 years. For example, the United States dollar, one of the most successful fiat currencies, it's been alive a couple hundred years. The euro has only been alive about 21 years, and now Bitcoin, going into its 11th year, has reached 40% of the average life expectancy of fiat currency. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but do not be fooled. Bitcoin in the next 10 to 20 years is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. And let me prove it. According to a study of 775 fiat currencies by dollardays.org, there is no historical precedence for a fiat currency that has ever succeeded in holding its value. We have never seen a fiat currency that has held its value. There's no other way to say it. And in fact, to quote my friend BitBoy, remember when your grandpa told you that he used to be able to buy a Coke for a nickel, and now that Coke's worth $2? Well, guess what? That Coke isn't worth 40 times more. That nickel is worth 40 times less, and it continues to get weaker and weaker every day. Great perspective. I want to like this. I want to get this information out to as many people as possible, because honestly, most fiat currencies will just fail outright completely. Let me throw some stats at you. 20% of fiat currencies have failed through hyperinflation. We're seeing this in Venezuela right now. 21% of fiat currencies were destroyed by war, which if the country dies, obviously your currency will die. 12% of fiat currencies were destroyed by independence, and then another fiat currency was probably created. And 23% are still in circulation, approaching one of these other outcomes. And that is why the average life expectancy for a fiat currency is about 27 years old, with the shortest lifespan being about a month, and the longest, founded in 1694, the British pound sterling is the oldest fiat currency in existence. At the ripe old age of 317 years old, it must be considered a highly successful fiat currency. However, success is relative, because it now is worth 1/200th of what it was originally worth back in the day, proving the point. The most successful fiat currencies have lost over 99.5% of their value. Do not be fooled. Bitcoin, which is nearing half the age, 11 years old, nearing half the age of the average fiat currency, has only gained value in its first 11 years. Because Bitcoin is a harder form of money, and more people are realizing this. If you have an opinion, let me know down below in the comment section. Comment below. Now, I do want to update you on the major news we have coming out of stablecoins, coming out of Huobi, and coming out of Cardano. So click subscribe. You do not want to miss one of our daily videos keeping you informed on the crypto market. My name's Austin, by the way. And by the end of this video, I just want to give you my reaction to my brother's video yesterday, which I thought was a refreshing perspective, but we'll get into this video at the end. First, we finally have confirmation coming out of New Balance that they are working with Cardano for a test pilot program. Sneakers meet the blockchain in New Balance shoe authenticity pilot. And if you have an iOS device, you can go on, and if you have those New Balance sneakers, which are right here, I think they're backed by Kawhi Leonard. I'm not sure, but if you have these shoes and you want to check the authenticity, you can download this app. I'll leave all these links down below, because footwear manufacturer New Balance Athletics Inc. announced today the launch of a pilot program to track the authenticity of its newest basketball shoe. To provide the blockchain, New Balance teamed up with Input Output Hong Kong to develop the New Balance Realchain. The distributed ledger technology platform will be built atop IOHK's Cardano blockchain. The New Balance Realchain will launch alongside the release of that shoe that I showed you this Friday, today, and the pilot program will allow new customers to record their ownership of the shoe. This is just a test right now, but it's pretty interesting to see this working. Cardano working with a major shoe brand, and you can download the app right now if you want. I have a Droid, so if you do have an Apple, let me know how the app works. But moving on, next piece of news, Telegram is looking to cut a deal with every single one of their investors who invested in their ICO last year, since the SEC has rained their regulation upon them. Telegram has notified their investors that the Tron blockchain project will be launched later than planned. They pushed their deadline from later this month to next year, 2020, in April. So the deal that they're proposing is, hey, you're not going to get your tokens like we promised you this month. Hopefully we get them to you next year. But in a direct quote, we had intended to launch the Tron network in late October. However, the recent SEC lawsuit has made that timing unachievable. We disagree with the SEC's legal position and intend to vigorously defend the lawsuit. We are proposing to extend the deadline date in order to provide additional time to resolve the SEC's lawsuit and work with other governmental authorities in advance of the launch of the Tron network. So Telegram is banking on in 6 months. They think they'll be able to work it out. But either way, deadline is postponed. Next piece of news, this one is in the headline. Huobi plans to open a Fiat Gateway with Lira-Tether pairing in Turkey. You may be asking yourself, why do I care about something that's happening in Turkey? But the key words here are Fiat Gateway. Fiat Gateway is a big green flag for the average retail investor, but it's especially a green flag for the institutional level investor. Because right now, while we have many exchanges, most exchanges do not have a Fiat Gateway. For example, Binance doesn't have a Fiat Gateway. You need Bitcoin to be able to get on their exchange. You have to transfer Bitcoin to Binance to then use Binance. Coinbase has a Fiat Gateway, and now Huobi in Turkey has a Fiat Gateway, which is a small green flag for the space. In my opinion, let me know what you think. So moving on, next piece of news, no. PEPSI'S PEPCOIN is not a new cryptocurrency. It's more of a rewards program. And Pepsi themselves made this very clear. But again, if you want to be part of this Pepsi rewards program, I'll link their How It Works website down below. And you can get some PEPCOIN. But FMCG giant PepsiCo recently announced a new rewards program called PEPCOIN last month in conjunction with PayPal and Venmo. And they're making it very clear it's a marketing thing. It's not really anything, in fact, beyond a marketing ploy designed to incentivize purchases. Consumers simply rack up rewards points when they scan product barcodes to exchange cash in their PayPal or Venmo accounts. So, kind of a cool gimmick, but this will not be the mass adoption type big company cryptocurrency we see to usher in more people. Or maybe it will. Either way, I've never really been a Pepsi guy. But moving on, if you drink Pepsi, please shout it out down below. But last piece of news before, we just go over what we're doing this weekend. I want to react to my brother's video that he did yesterday. But the G7 task force releases a full report on the impact of global stablecoins. If you subscribe to this channel, I informed you they were meeting probably earlier this week. Well, on October 18th, in a report requested by the G7 finance ministers and central bank governors, the who's who of the heads of finance, the relevant task force confirmed that the group of the 7 wealthiest nations would not allow any global stablecoins to launch without adequately addressing the related challenges and risks. So this is essentially saying if they would have been asked about Tether, or they would have been asked about other stablecoins, they would have said no. They do not want them to exist. In a direct quote from the report says no global stablecoin project should begin operations until the legal, regulatory, and oversight challenges and risks that are outlined above are adequately addressed through appropriate design and by adhering to regulation that is clear and proportional, meaning that the nations of the world, they want to approve any of these stablecoins. And I think the key word here is global. So I don't know if Coinbase's stablecoin or Gemini's stablecoin would be considered a global stablecoin, even though it can be used globally. So maybe it is, or maybe they just consider that an internal coin for the exchange. But they definitely are talking about Tether's cryptocurrency or Facebook's cryptocurrency / digital asset. So I don't know. bit of a red flag, but that's just the world we live in. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you appreciate these updates, give the video a like, and like always, I'll see you tomorrow. For those of you who do want to stick around, I really want to applaud the community that we've built here at Altcoin Daily, because the amount of supportive comments I saw in this video, which if you listen to the actual words of this video, my brother, I thought it was honestly a little refreshing. He was just saying, first off, he did not sell, but he's saying that he can understand people that have the thought, because despite all the hopium that we see on Twitter that often this channel posts all the time, it might take years and years for Bitcoin to see any monetary return on your investment, although the real use case is happening right now. But anyway, he was just sharing a different perspective. In fact, go back, actually listen to the words of what he's saying. I think you'll see the long term still incredibly bullish. That's my take. He might give you a little more insight on his video tomorrow. But either way, let me know what you guys are getting into this weekend. Myself, I will be going down tonight, maybe tomorrow, to the Marina del Rey Film Festival, hitting up a little bit of art here in California. So let me know what you're doing. Like always, I'll see you tomorrow.